This video is sponsored by Surfshark. Hi everyone, Thao here. After spending quite a bit of time with the Pixel 5, I'm finally ready to share my thoughts on it. So if you didn't know, Google put a 765G processor into this phone to keep costs down. It's not the best chip available. I think they classify it as super mid-tier. The good news, I've used other high-end phones this year, and for everyday tasks, the difference is not something you really notice. It might get a little warmer for more intense things like gaming, and I've seen a stutter whenever my outrageously long list of stocks refreshes. But other than that, this thing runs great. Like, really great. It's a surprisingly lightweight phone, and I actually really like the size and design. It's not trying to be flashy, it's not gonna wow you, but there's something really charming about this design, especially in Sort of Sage. The symmetrical bezels around the 6-inch screen looks great. I'm so glad it's brighter than the Pixel 4 XL from last year, making it much easier to use on bright sunny days. The back is made out of aluminum covered in this bio-resin coating. If you've never felt it, just imagine the texture of eggshells. It feels a lot like that to me. The Pixel 5 is wireless charging compatible, and when you plug it in, reverse wireless charging automatically turns on, so you can top off Qi compatible accessories like your earbuds. You can also turn it on and off manually if needed. They got rid of the 3D face unlock and brought back the old school fingerprint scanner placed on the back. Honestly, I like it a lot better than any of the under display scanners I've used. It might not be as high tech, but it's been so much more reliable. It's 2020, so of course, the Pixel 5 is 5G compatible. If you're a Canadian like me, yes, it's faster. It just doesn't come with the super fast millimeter wave band. Millimeter wave isn't ready here in Canada anyways, and they did price it cheaper for us, which is rare. So I'll gladly take the discount. Battery life has been amazing. If you're a light user, this can definitely get you close to 2 days. Even with heavy use, it's still easily an all-day battery. If battery life is important, I don't think you'll be disappointed. What might throw you off though are the speakers. If you look closely, you'll notice that there isn't a speaker at all near the top. You know, the one that you normally take calls on? Strange, right? Well, there's actually a speaker under the display. Okay, pretty cool, but having actually used it, it's a step down from an actual earpiece, especially for taking calls. Don't get me wrong, it's totally usable, but the top speaker sounds very tinny and hollow. If you're watching content or just jamming out to music, it actually gets decently loud and sounds pretty good. Most of the volume does come from the bottom speaker though, and you realize that when you accidentally cover it, which will happen. If you care about getting the best hardware for your money, yeah, there's definitely other options out there. But like with any phone, the hardware is only half the story. Pixel devices have always been about the experience. Funny story. So I recently got my dad the Galaxy A71. As I was teaching him how to use the phone, my mom, who's on a Pixel 3, jumped in and was like, "Oh, that's such a nice phone. The display is beautiful, but no, that's too much for me. Too complicated. I like my phone better," as she holds up her Pixel 3. And I'm just like, okay, mom, chill. Way to be a Pixel fangirl. But I think that sort of summarizes where the Pixel really shines. Not everyone wants or needs a phone packed to the brim with features they won't ever use. But it really feels like the perfect phone for iPhone users who want to try Android without getting overwhelmed. The Pixel 5 offers a smooth and simple software experience with touches of helpful features. Call screening is a perfect example of this. When you get a random call, just hit the screen call button and the Google Assistant will answer. You can read exactly what the person on the other line is saying. If it's spam, which it is most of the time, just block them then and there. The new feature, Hold for Me, isn't out here in Canada yet, but I'm really eager to test it out when it is. The Now Playing feature is basically like having Shazam on 24/7. No more wondering what song that is. I'm surprised more phones haven't stolen this feature. It's a little disappointing that the Pixel 5 no longer has a feature that lets you squeeze the phone to activate the Google Assistant. That was one of my favorite things about the Pixel 4 XL. It was such a convenient way to launch the assistant without yelling, "Hey Google," to your phone. It feels like a mistake since the Google Assistant is available on every Android phone, and that squeeze feature made the Pixel stand out. The cameras on the Pixel 5 are great, as you would expect. The best way to summarize it is that it's reliable. You can expect good to great photos in all situations and lighting conditions. I won't get into too much detail because at this point, I feel like any flagship phone from the past few years can take amazing photos. Google's processing of pictures is still my personal favorite. It feels like they've toned the contrast down a bit this year, which I appreciate. I take a lot of pictures of my dog. Say hi to Milo. This camera kills it 99% of the time. Google swapped the telephoto lens with an ultra wide this year, which is probably the right move. You can still zoom up to 7 times, and the quality ain't too shabby either. Now, if I had to nitpick, I still find the white balance to be a little wonky at times. But then again, that's an easy fix in any photo editor. I do want to note, because the front-facing camera is tucked on the top left of the display, you sort of have to hold your phone differently when taking selfies. Holding it straight on means you'll be off to the right. Alright, so now we're filming on the Pixel 5. I gotta give a huge shout out to today's video sponsor, Surfshark. Surfshark is a VPN used to encrypt the internet traffic sent to and from your devices. This ensures nobody can see where you are and what you're doing online, especially relevant on sketchy Wi-Fi. While visiting Japan, I fell in love with several Japanese shows on Netflix, but unfortunately, they weren't available when I got back home. With Surfshark, I've been able to bypass the geo restriction and continue to watch without physically being in Japan. What's really crazy is that there's no limit to the number of devices you can connect at a time. So with one account, all your loved ones can stay secure too. Try Surfshark now by clicking the link below and using my promo code Thao. You'll get 83% off and 3 months completely free. Sure, the display is 90 instead of 120 Hz. It's 1080p instead of Quad HD, and it doesn't have fancy new camera hardware. But you know what? It still offers an amazing user experience. If you can live with the less than ideal speaker setup, the Pixel 5 offers always up-to-date software, amazing battery life, and still one of the best point-and-shoot cameras out there, all at a lower price point. It might feel like a downgrade for some, but if you're tired of $1,000 plus phones, this is a breath of fresh air.